Okay, if you're under 40, could you do the rest of us a favour and go and do something else? Because we're going to be talking about something that's a bit embarrassing and a bit shameful, I think. So if you could just leave, lovely, thank you. Right, the rest of us, we're talking about the first fear that I had making content a couple of months ago, which was the fear of sort of technology, the overwhelm, and not really knowing what I was doing. So if you make it to the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the thing that I did that got me started, that just tipped me over from, thinking I should really do something to actually doing something, because it's so simple and it just made the world a difference, I think. And the first thing I want to say is this is kind of a place to hide, I think, because if you're over 40, and I'm 50 next month, so I'm definitely, I'm way up there. But if you're over 40, you probably taught your parents to how to program a VCR. You've learned to drive a car. Statistically, you've probably raised at least one child, and that is work. That is complicated. So all this idea that we're not, that it's somehow going to overwhelm us, I think it's bollocks, really. It is a place to hide. And the most important thing, I think, is to remember that these platforms, whether you're talking about Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever it are, they are very keen for us to use their services. They want us to do it. They're making it as easy as possible. So let's just get rid of all of that technology fear just straight away, shall we? Because it's not doing you any favours. And I think the other thing is we're quite comfortable as a generation with writing, and we're quite comfortable with photographs, but we're not so comfortable with doing what I'm doing now, talking into a camera or speaking into a microphone in that kind of live kind of way. That is more intimidating, and I think that's really the thing we've got to get over. And the reason for that, I think, is if you've been following along on our Facebook experiment at Nick X Warren on Facebook, if you like that page and you're following what Phil Argent and I are doing, we're very intentionally mixing deep expertise with personal stuff there. And that's because, we believe that's the way to build an audience, right? And that's the reason, the personality side, the storytelling side, is the reason why it's worthwhile getting comfortable with audio and video. Because as good as writing can be, it's quite hard unless you're a really excellent writer to get those things across. Whereas I think if we're speaking into into a camera like this, he said, his mind going blank, we suddenly, we come across as more human. And I think if you're looking to build an audience, and I think we all are, if we're looking to build our businesses, if we're looking to build an audience, we need to engage. And the voice, or the face and the voice, is a really good way of engaging, even if we don't look like all these young, attractive, energetic people who've grown up digitally native. Anyway, so I promised to share with you what I did, because it's the simplest thing ever, really. If you're on iPhone, go to the App Store and search for Anchor. If you're on Google, go to Google Play Store and search Anchor. Anchor is a podcasting app. It does it all for you. It allows you to set up a podcast. It will deal with all the distribution to the various podcasting platforms, like the iTunes Store, for example. It will do all that, and it's a really, really simple thing to do. And if you go back and look at my podcast, or listen to my podcast, which you can find at podcast.storyhacker.tv, you'll see, if you go back to the early episodes, I'm talking very explicitly about the fact that I'm using them to find my voice. I'm using that to get used to the idea of just talking out loud. And I think I did like 10 episodes of podcast of 2 or 3 minutes before I did a video, and then I did quite a few videos before I showed anyone the videos. And it's just about starting, right? It's about starting, and I think Anchor is the easiest way just to start doing something. You can be up and running in 15 minutes, and no one else has to hear it. You can just get in there and start recording. And it doesn't, I'm not even worried about the content today. We'll deal with that in the second fear, which is tomorrow. Just sign up to Anchor, get started, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye.